Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Panel. What's up, Lynn? I am in Dallas. How are you?
I'm in New Mexico. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, I'm doing fine. I hope you're doing a little bit better anyway.
Yes, I am officially serviceable. I will put it like that. Like I said in the first hour, all three cylinders.
Didn't have to lift the hood or nothing.
eh, not really. They kind of reached in a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I understand that.
yeah, and okay, a couple of things. Hey Renee, what's up? I'm doing my best with buttons over here. What's up, Renee? Welcome back. Thanks for coming by, Aussie. And Blue Chicken. What's up, Blue Chicken? Good to see you.
Oh, so we haven't here anybody. Oh, Sarah's here.
Yep, Sarah's here. Tim is in there somewhere.
He's floating around.
He's back there.
Tim's birthday was this week, Nathan.
Yeah, I am here. I totally forgot. Sarah was telling me every day. I'm like, oh, sorry, Tim. Happy birthday, Tim. I'd
Happy
sing, but
birthday, Tim.
I'm a little bit hoarse right now. I've been running around in Dallas weather. Hey, Rachel. What's
Is
up,
it is
Rachel?
it me or is it smell bad in Dallas Fort Worth?
Uh,
When I came through, it was just awful.
Dallas smells bad. I didn't care for
Yeah.
that scent. It just was like, mm. Fort Worth not so bad. At least where I'm at. Hey,
OD motor oil.
uh, that was Dallas. Yeah, something like that. That was Dallas. And no, I'm not a horse. Thank you. Clarification was needed. So
There
we got it.
was.
Thank you, unknown.
Have
Okay.
more information than I need.
Yeah. But yeah, but I wanted to say when I went down between shows on my little break, right? Okay, Blue Chicken says I have my earphones listening, just won't be typing easy. That's okay. That's cool. I'm glad you're here. But I went down, took my little break downstairs outside, and lo and behold, is a chilling deer, a little doe, well, big doe, just chilling. I am in the middle of the city, interstate, interstate, hotels, and neighborhood. Deer right in front of me.
Good omen.
That is a good omen.
Yeah.
And she was just calm. She was just chilling. I walked out of it's just I walked off the sidewalk. I didn't go towards her, but she noticed me, swished her tail a couple of times, and just kept grazing. And I was like, all right, that's good.
That's a doe that knows you're human. You're okay,
Yeah, this human.
or she's okay where she's at anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No one's gonna bother her because she's off in a. It's this little field that's inside the parking and driving areas,
Hmm.
but it's a big little field because it's Texas. And I, you say a
Oh,
little field,
nice.
yeah, it's like, well, how many football fields was it? It's about half, actually. That's a little field. That happened, and sorry, on my way. Okay, I told you, I told you about it, but on the plane, I got a little plink wake up call and stay aware. I on I felt like I got bit by a bug on my eyebrow. There was nothing there. I was on a plane. There are no bugs, and it bothered me. It was like ow, ow, and it hurt. I was like, oh, what is going on with this? Ow, wreck. So I'm taking that as an old school spirit guide. Hey, you, maybe a spider. It could be a spider. Could have been a spider, but the two people next to me didn't seem to be worried about spiders because they were, I don't know, I don't think they were spider friendly like me. And but unknown is saying it could be a spider.
I'll tell you who's not spider friendly. That's
Raven.
Storm.
Who? Storm,
Carries
Storm, and Raven.
door everywhere. He doesn't care for them. And I just go, you leave that thing alone. That's somebody's mother. You know, I'll get it up on a piece of paper and take it outside, you know.
But it could have been Spider, but spiders are also, you know, they're the spirit realm reaching in too.
Yeah.
So that's why I really like spiders, because I just don't know. I don't know why. I just really like them. And
Well, they have a certain otherworldliness to them. I think you're attracted to that. No, you
maybe,
think?
maybe it could be.
Yeah.
So
Well, and what was your first one? Was a Click Clack alien?
yeah,
Yeah, I think you have a certain affinity for insect life, bugs.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
we have some new listeners. What she's referring to is the time I went into a certain kind of meditation. Only halfway by accident, I kind of stumbled into it, but it happened, and I was able to reach out and contact one of the Click Clack. That's the name I know them by. They are mantis people. So, if anybody in the chat is wondering, what is a Click Clack like? No, not one of them. Not that. Not clickety clack, but one of the 8 or 9 foot tall mantis people that
Oh.
experiencers have said they've seen. And
We're gonna have to ask Keith if they lop each other's heads off during the mating process.
yeah, that'd
I
be a
think
good
that'd be an
question.
interesting question. I'll need to write that down and ask him about it.
I believe. Oh, sorry. I don't know, but he may have fielded that question before in Spaced Out Radio,
Probably.
because they come up with all the questions. Some great, some not so great.
They have quite a listenership at SOR
Hmm.
and Space Out Radio for those who don't know. And big shout out to those guys. They're cool.
Yep.
And but I even saw something recently that had nothing to do with the little circle that we have going on, and there was a picture of the mantis people. So take that as it is. I got nothing more for
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
You were
You know,
discussing numerology earlier too,
yeah. But let me add something to the previous
of course.
stuff. I've been able to get some of these guys that I never am able to talk to one on one. And I told that one story of the motorcycle guy, right? Well, that same guy, and pretty much it's the consensus. They think that there's going to be, if anybody comes to Earth, it's an invasion and they're not here to visit. I'm like, yo, bro, I did not get into it most of the time, because they jump from topic to topic, and that's fine. They're the younger age group, right? This one guy was about 10 years younger than me, and so he's millennial. He's an older millennial, but still a millennial.
Well, I think I was 35, 40 years old before that sort of thing got depth with me, simply because the experience factor, getting more and more understanding and more read about it and that sort of thing. When you're 20, you don't have all that.
Right.
You've got your high school, maybe some college, but actual learning and experience, not much.
Yeah, not much. These people are the ultra muggles. And that story, he was almost ashamed telling me about it, or embarrassed is a better word. He was embarrassed telling me about that motorcycle story. And I was like, no, man, that is totally believable. And
Yeah, it is.
I had teased him the day before that said, you should be on Joe Rogan or the Quantum Show. And he goes, I don't think Joe Rogan would have me, and I don't know the Quantum Show. I'm like, I am the Quantum Show.
There you go.
And he's like, oh, I don't want to. I'm a private person. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna force you, dude. Don't worry. I'm not gonna sneak a camera. I swear.
You know, up until about 15 years ago, maybe,
Yeah.
uh, people would not talk about their experiences. They had them. I know they had them because I interviewed quite a number of them. But as far as getting out there and telling people, listen, this happened to me. Weren't going to do it. It worried them that they would be stigmatized or ostracized, and that it would limit their prospects and their potentials. And it was a real thought.
Yeah.
Now people are kind of coming into their own. YouTube's good for that. Reddit,
Oh,
TikTok,
yeah.
that's
And the mainstream, it's
yeah.
on Good Morning America and
Hmm.
stuff, and CNN and Fox.
Exactly.
It's on all those. It's coming. Lou Elizondo at least did that, right? Maybe the psyop has got a. Maybe the psyop has a good end goal, you know, to get people out there, and it's a long road. I mean, it's a long process to even using psyop, and they're really good at it to get people to start opening up about these things.
It's not easy. If you've had an experience, you're like working with trauma. You know, you've been yanked into a reality you weren't expecting.
Right.
And you're sitting there thinking, oh, is this how it's going to end, huh? And, know, it's, of course, if you've survived that, and I have, you haven't had an experience like that, but I have, and it's took me a long time to just come to some grip to it.
Hmm.
It took Storm a long time to get grip on it. So I mean, there's ones that are just sort of flying out there and blissfully saying, "I got taken by a UFO." I'm like, "No, you didn't." But you'd be
Yeah.
reluctant as heck to talk about it.
Yeah. I have not had that, but this person that I was talking to, motorcycle guy, right? We also talked about, hey, Rube, what's up?
Hi, Woo. Hello, everyone.
Yes, sorry. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Quantum Show. If you're here, you're Quantum. Of all the cute cat videos in Texas, you ended up here. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell them they're Quantum. It's free.
They can be really cool.
It's shocking.
Traumatic?
Dramatic.
Traumatic in places, especially if
Traumatic.
I'm involved.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Unknown is saying, I'm going to send you a short to your email. It's true. It's true stories for, and then make it shorter into smaller audio stories to listen to. Okay. Okay.
that's an interesting question, don't you think?
Yeah. Here we go. Woo. Woo has a question. Question: if we are beings of, we'll spell it out for a few minutes. Sure. If we are beings of light, why did we choose to experience this reality, or did we not, or did we all not have a choice? We do have a choice. We chose this so we could get the experience to make our whatever other existence more valuable.
Yeah.
And why do you? Okay. I will go down in just a second. But why do we choose this stuff? Because anything that's easy, is it really worth doing? And what do you learn from it? You learn from adversity, and you remember lessons too, because even on the other side, we're still humans. So we chose, it takes a leap of faith, right? I think, I believe that we came down here from wherever so we could upvalue our true existence. And okay, did we have a choice? Yes, we did. I totally Another leap of faith. I totally believe that we have a choice on there over there, even if we don't have too many choices to make over here, except stay or go exit points, right?
Right.
And
Tim is waiting for you in the back.
oh shoot, I'm sorry, Tim. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Howdy, howdy.
Hey, sorry about that.
I'm sorry about that myself.
Now you got,
Technical
I stuck you
difficulties.
in the gray room and forgot about you. My
Green
bad.
room.
I was looking over here, not over here. I didn't see you coming over here because it's on the phone. Anyway,
it's really
welcome back to the
small.
panel, Tim.
Thank you, thank you.
Happy
So-
birthday, Tim.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah, it was on the 26th. It was good. Went up the mountain to play with the dogs, and hi Renee, hi Rachel, hi No Memes, hi Woo Riders, hi The Unknown, hi Sarah. Obviously we're not in the same room, so sometimes communications and things get like messed up, and my computer is being funny with me tonight. So also, since this is not the regular night, I feel a little bit beat up by our exercise program, which
Mm.
it's just that like an hour before the show we're out there busting out a mile walk for our health, which is a good thing, but it just made me really tired for the show.
Okay.
Face coffee.
New stuff is always a little bit harder until you get used to it, and then you gotta step it up. You know.
Yeah.
So we were just answering a question from Woo Rider, and it's if can you see the chat, Tim?
Yes.
Okay. It says
If we-
here that if we are beings of light, why did we choose to experience this reality? Or did we all not have a choice? What's your take on it? Nathan's given his.
I think it's a die roll. I think that we're playing a game with ourselves so that we can experience ourselves. And that your positioning in the game is a die roll on a cosmic intellectual level.
All right.
That's cool.
So a random thing given by a conscious being.
Yes. You know, going into the game, you can end up in Panama, but you don't necessarily have a chance of ending up in Panama. You could end up in Russia instead.
Yeah.
The butterfly effect, so to speak.
Yes.
Right. Well, my own experience, yes, we're beings of light, but not all of us are. Not all. There are some people who are just downright evil. And they're here to experience light. We're here to experience the dark so that we become more mature and more experienced beings overall, where we're not lopsided, so to speak. So there's a a real experience on both sides. And I think too that when it's all said and done, and we bring back the spoils of our trip, our memories, our experiences, uh, we get an opportunity to say, "This is what I got from all of this. These are my vacation pictures and so forth." Some vacation, huh, guys? Anyway, we have an opportunity at this point to experience both sides of that coin, not just one culture or one idea, but many. And do we all have a choice? I think, yeah, probably. It's very strange. You'll have a whole family full of people, and maybe out of a family of five, we'll say that four of those five have have a very deep connection and a entire understanding of one another. And there's that odd kid. Now what? You know, the same one where everyone else is using the blue crayon, this one's using the purple one. He's the odd man out almost always, but he's experiencing his reality differently. He just chose to experience it with this crowd instead of maybe another crowd down the street. But I'm kind of with Tim too. We may have planned out a wonderful experience in this lifetime, but our choices, when we make them in a correct way, and we'll know that from the heart which one is which, we get a good part of that good experience. But if we make extremely bad choices or terrible choices, then we get to see a side of life we didn't want to see. We didn't sign on for that particular view, so to speak, but we get it anyway. We're sent here with an array of tools to experience it. Some of us have all the tools we need and never ever need anything else. The next guy chooses a partner, has more of the tools they don't have. Then you'll get another couple that will have the same tools overall and experience it in a whole different way. And they might be the same life experience, almost verbatim. The 2.5 kids and a dog. There's that 2.5 dogs and a kid. What is that? 2 Great Danes and a Chihuahua? And that's what I mean by this. Everyone's going to experience it differently. How we approach it is how we're going to experience it.
Yeah, and one interesting thing about what you're talking about is how are we the villains in some people's stories and heroes in other people, and they're both right here.
Right.
The same story.
Yeah, I know I'm the villain in a bunch of people's stories, and I got my haters club.
Yeah.
And that's just I figure if you don't have one of those, you're not doing it right. But I think that was actually part of my shadow work. Like, how am I someone's villain? I'm doing everything I'm doing, but how did I end up being someone's villain? Right?
Yeah.
Was it my mistake? Was it just a character flaw, a mismatch, or did? Go ahead, Tim.
That's just how karma works. I think karma, just the tug and pull of karma itself, is what creates the being the villain in one person's story rather than the hero in another.
And then there's another frame of thought. The villain in one side, the hero in the next, and the victim in another, and the caretaker in another, and it's all in the same story.
Yeah.
How about that? It's
Yeah.
quite an interesting thing to puzzle through.
And it's a really good way to approach shadow work. You know, it really is a good way. That's kind of an easy way because we've said it in what, 30 seconds? We said it within 30 seconds, with 40 seconds, and we all understand it. We all get it. And that's a really good way because people think shadow work is, I don't know, something special. And it's no, whose bad guy am I? How did I become this guy's bad guy? You know?
And
Hey,
am
no
I
memes.
really? You know, am I really the bad guy?
Right.
Or is there a super energetic misunderstanding?
Right. Right.
You
And
know,
no memes is coming up. Villains challenge the hero. Without the good villain, there is no character development, no growth. If they choose not to grow and not evolve, not the villain's fault. Yeah, that's how we write stories, and that's how we live our lives. Literally.
he's got it. He's right. You know, you can have a long friendship, and we're such a complex human being that you can literally outgrow a relationship. They can outgrow you too, and it's uh, that is not a villain exercise. That's a growth exercise, and do you have the courage and the strength to go ahead and not be the villain, to let it go?
Right. Um, Sorry, I'm tired, y'all. I'm
Yeah,
trying to follow the best I can, but I'm like,
it's all good.
I'm fading a little bit. Just a
Or
little bit.
not be the hero.
Hmm?
Let someone else be the hero that day. You know, do you have the fortitude, the strength to say, okay, this is happening, I'll watch.
Hmm.
Now, life or death situation, you don't want to necessarily do that if you have the resources to help, okay, or the skill set to help.
Hmm.
But can I really offer this situation a a good ending, or am I going to prevent someone else from achieving it? So
Right.
these are
And
all thoughts.
yeah, because I have ended up, I'm not going to go into it. All my haters come to the show. They do. They come to the show, if nothing else, than to cuss my name, curse my name. But hey, they clicked on it. They clicked in at least one time. So
All advertising is good
yeah,
advertising.
and that's almost how they have me living in their head as a villain.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
who's suffering? It isn't you. You don't even know these guys.
Yeah, or
You know?
oh, someone
We're some of
chose.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, someone chose me as their arch enemy on YouTube, in of all places, Rich Goofon. And I was like, dude, what? What are you doing? I don't. I just didn't talk to him. I was like, what are you doing, dude? And then he says, you're my enemy. I'm like, oh, whatever. Okay,
You're that
join the club.
shallow. Are you that shallow? You have to go find somebody like that?
It random. He
Really?
randomly chose me. I don't know.
You know, get a job, get a life, let's do
Yeah, I
something.
was like, I didn't do anything.
It's
I
like,
didn't do anything about it, but I was like, okay, if you want me to be a villain, mwahaha, there you go, bro.
yeah.
I was like,
Oh, can we move on from that, please? Right?
yeah,
You
and
know, not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Not everyone who kicks you in the face is your enemy either.
yeah, I'm
You
gonna
know,
bring, I'm gonna bring this back up. And Woo, this is a standing sentiment from Woo. I agree. I agree, dude. This reality is so unfathomable. I wonder if we will still know all the answers. Maybe it's like levels of existence. to get the answers. Yeah, and you know what? All the answers, there is not. I can tell you, one answer will change when you get to whatever next part you're going to. That answer won't be the same. You know, that it depends on. Nothing is simple, right? Do we have all the answers? Yes. Will we ever know them? Probably not. You know,
Yeah.
we have them. They don't make sense. 42. There you go.
There you go.
42. He said it perfectly back in the 70s. You're not going to like it.
Well, he's got another one here. It says, "Can those who are dark and come here transfer to the light, and vice versa, based on experience?"
I believe so.
I
You know
think
Absolutely.
what?
it can happen. I think a person can start out very light, very good, very honest, gentle person, and end up to be a complete creep. I
Yeah.
think you can. I also think that someone who's dark has an opportunity to take that darkness and be sorry for it and move on, move up, and let the universe know that this reality is not the one they choose. But it's a it's a harder choice, I think, to come from the darkness and crawl back into the light than it would be for the light to turn dark.
Yeah. And you know what? I heard another take on it, and I hate to bring it up, but it was this was the take on it, and I found it quite interesting. On the other side is different than here. We are all beings of light, but somebody had to be Judas. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. That's that's heavy.
It
And
is.
that's heavy. So somebody had to be Judas. And thinking of that, somebody had to be every bad guy in history. You know what I mean?
And
Well,
was it done in order to progress the light or progress that soul and allow that person to find the truth of the matter? And truth is not fact, and fact is not truth. Fact is fact. Fact is about fact.
yeah,
Truth
truth is
is
got
philosophy
context.
101 down the street. You know, it is.
Yep,
It's
and
a different thing entirely.
this is the flashing green light that I keep referring to. Please like and subscribe if you're here. Your quantum, says Aussie the Boss Tiger, and welcome back, Raven. I sent you a link if you're up for it. If you're not up for it, I get you. It's okay. It's a short show tonight. I'm probably
Yeah.
going to wrap it up in about 10 minutes because I've got to get up at 5 a.m. and it's already late. And I haven't, and I was like, you know what? I think yeah, it has to be a short show tonight. Oh, and Wu was calling it quantum level is rising. Heck yeah.
Yeah. You know, we are all here to learn from the experience, but it won't be the same. Now, I think too, it'd be interesting to introduce the idea that not everyone who's here is a an active character. Like
Right.
the role playing games, there are some non-player characters who
there's the
are
danger
here
to this.
just fill things out.
Tim, what? Sorry.
There's a danger to this that sometimes we find that we are in fact the non-player character.
And that's when you gain that main player energy, when you realize I'm an automated thing. Oh man, I think I want to
Right.
do something else now. Free
Right.
guy.
You know, you find yourself stuck in that. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's free guy.
Yeah. It's a movie. It's a movie. It's a movie. I'm reading.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, Free Guy is a movie of an NPC that was accidentally embedded with an advanced AI, and he realizes I'm a shopkeeper, but I know this is repeating, and I know this is the way I can do better than this. So I think I will. No spoilers other than that. If you get a chance to watch it, watch it. It's pretty good.
And in real life, and you find yourself in that where I'm going to spend the rest of my life pushing a pencil? Oh, hell no. You know, that's the day you decide I'm going to climb whatever mountain it is,
Hmm.
or learn to swim, or do this other thing, or maybe even drop that career entirely and pick up something entirely new. That's when you decide that you are going to become a participating character in your own story.
Yeah. And when you do something like that, you begin to ripple out to other people's stories too, and you become their hero or villain or some kind of protagonist in some sort. And then you do things like inspire,
Yeah.
or people will
Rub the
the
wrong way.
wrong. What's up?
Or the opposite of inspire, you rub people the wrong way.
Right. And that is
Like
actually a
me.
really good, that is a really good way to tell if you're doing the right stuff. You know,
Yes.
if someone just can't stand to be around you, then you know you're no longer neutral non-player character,
Yeah.
True.
and that is good. And I'm experiencing a little bit of that here
Yeah.
because they don't like me having that main character energy, and I'm like, whatever.
Well, you know, when we talk about main player energy, you know, and a lot of people really don't understand this about their life. They can have a job, they can have a relationship, they have all those things that are the normal thing. But what have you done for you lately?
Yeah.
You know, where have you grown? Have you done more? I'm not negating being a housewife or caregiver to someone else, because that's an important job. Doctoring is too, but they have the same problem. You know, getting stuck in that everyday rut. You have got to find something in your life that takes you out of that wheel spinning rut and gets you into something where you are you.
Yeah.
That can be writing, it can be art, it can be cooking, it can be skiing, it can be running up a mountainside, it
Yeah.
can
And
be caring for goats.
I'm going to shout out Lambolin, who hasn't been able to come on the show as in the chat lately. Lambolin has turned to art. She is doing art, and she's doing pretty good art. She's developing her own style at her own pace, and I'm really happy to see her advancing this skill that's been there this whole time, but she hasn't had a chance to do anything with it because she was stuck as a non-player character, and she's grabbing onto that main character power and running with it in a
Right.
small way. Well, in her own way. I'm not going to say small, in her own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, Woo down here is saying he's taking us back to reality, right? A little bit. This year seems to have been difficult for a lot of people. I know. Here's to the second half of 2025 to be great for everyone. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. We're everything is up in the air right now, literally.
It
And
is.
for the past little while, no, for the past long while, a lot of these people who talk to other side people, be it spirit guides or like the tippy top guys over there that they are able to talk to, like I believe who was I watching? April. Her link is in the description. April something, right? Sorry,
Raven's
April. I can't.
backstage.
Yeah, sorry, April. I can't remember everything right now. It's a short show, and I'm super tired. But April said she's been listening in on the upper echelon people meetings, not humans, and that something is on its way.
Oh
We've
yeah.
heard this before. Shout out R. Keith Andrews. He's been saying that. That's how I came to his show in the first place. Something's on the way. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's definitely not great.
It's
And
going to spin us in another direction. I really feel that.
maybe, but yeah, we're everything is up in the air right now. I mean,
Yeah.
look at the world the way in the past just 10 years. 10 years is less than in big time, right? 10 years ago, I really need to go over the predictions that we have done here, because there's just so much going on, and I am not seeing none of it coming, right? I really am not. I can't. No. Anyway, woo.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of starting to babble. I think I need to wrap it up. Go ahead.
I know you need to wrap it up, but Raven is backstage, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Wait. Well, we have a few minutes.
With the whole business of something coming in, and I've spoken about this a few times, where Storm and I ran a radio station for a time. And every single psychic on that radio station, and there were quite a few, had the same feeling. It's about to change, and if you want on board, now's the time. There's still seats left. You can still do it. But it's going to close soon. I do feel that.
Well, Raven, welcome back to the Quantum Panel. You're coming in on the tail end of a strange show.
I know. I had no idea you were doing a panel. I didn't even know you were live. I got a notification, but I wasn't at my computer. So I was watching your first hour and then walked off. And then when I came back, there was another notification. There was a panel. And I'm like, oh, my God. So I went to Facebook and saw it. So I'm sorry. I had no idea what was going on. It's a
well, I barely knew, so it's okay.
You're cracking me up, especially the beginning. This is the apex of muggledom or something that you said. And then muggleness and all the different words you were creating with the word muggle, and cracked me up.
The Muggle Metropolis.
That's it.
A muggle, dude. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
This thing that's coming, it's something from space, right? And they think it has something to do with that Oumuamua.
Oumuamua.
Yeah. Well,
Some
there's an asteroid of let's see what
Apophis. Some people think that.
Apophis is supposed to come through on Friday the 13th. It'll be April. I think they said either April or May. And it'll be Friday the 13th of 2027. That's going to do a flyby really close. It's going to come in between the moon and the Earth, and it could really screw some shit up for us.
Well, okay, let me clarify. It's going to become between the moon and Earth orbits, not necessarily moon, Earth, Oumuamua. It's going to be moon or Earth moon orbit over here, and it's going to come between that. And it's like just to be clear, right? It's not going to yank the moon out of position.
But it
we
could,
hope. We don't know.
That's what they say.
It could be the thing that makes the poles do the flip.
That'll be a big ride on that day, huh?
Oh yeah. And then we've got 2040 coming up. 2040 is what they call a phoenix year. And this is a cyclical thing that they have been going back through history and tracing that there is some type of a major cataclysm where there's massive loss of life every cycle. And this cycle is coming up on 2040 or in 2040. And that information comes from Archaic's YouTube channel. Guy's an impeccable researcher.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that doesn't sound too exciting.
No, so I'm not going to quit smoking anytime soon.
Oh. I may take it up. I don't know.
There you go.
My stepdaughter just stopped and stared at me. Like, are you out of your mind? You wonder what?
Your audio just cut way down.
Yeah. Oh, gee whiz.
Raven,
Mike?
now you're back.
I'm sorry. This crazy kid. Yeah. Oh, she's probably right.
What happened to Tim?
I don't know. He dropped out.
Just sort of, boom, gone.
I
But,
think it's technical difficulties because I don't have a message from him.
Must have been. But, as far as, the earth flipping and all of that stuff, we've done this back and forth for many, many millennium. And you can be afraid if you really gotta. But
Nah, there's no point in being
I
afraid.
tend to worry about stuff I can do something about,
Yeah,
not something I
yeah.
can't.
right.
Yeah.
Besides, with any luck, by 2040, I will be on the other side.
Hopefully I will be too. I
Oh.
never wanted front row seats to Armageddon or anything like that, so
I've come close, but no cigar. But I don't think anybody, a lot of people, this is a little controversial, but I think we see it enough, where people are trying to prepare for the unpreparable, and more power to them if they do. But by the time the end of it is up, you'll realize you saved the wrong things, more than likely.
yeah.
And or you miscalculated something. But if it's actually the end of the end, why do you want to be here? That's my thought, and isn't everybody else's.
Well, y'all, Tim says technical difficulties in chat, so I didn't mean. I hate to take us out on a low note, but here we are.
Oh no,
Well, I
no.
don't think that was low. I think I think by the time all that comes around, there'll be something else to worry about too.
Yeah,
And,
there always is.
You can't assume they're going to happen. 2012 was the end of the world as we know it.
2000, Y2K.
2000, 1939.
Plus, there's all this ascension stuff and the Earth splitting into two dimensions, and
Right.
those of a negative vibration will go this way, and those of a positive will go the other, and be spared all of that mess. So,
choose wisely. That's all I can tell you.
all you can do is live your best life. Live your
Yeah.
best life.
It's and if you do that, your reality is as perfect and as good as anybody else's. Yeah, we might go out in a tsunami, but there's no. I'll tell you a secret about it all. Ain't none of us getting out of here alive.
True.
Yeah, I think somebody said everything will kill you, so pick something interesting.
And of course, this is religion notwithstanding. I realize that there's a lot of different concepts about how it will all come together. Believe me, I cut my teeth on a good many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I've come to look forward to see how's this one going to play out. So there's no use angsting over it. Do
Right.
the positive things you can do now. Don't think you've got tomorrow. None of us are promised tomorrow.
Right. and Renee is escorting us gently out because we need to. I need to go. I was only wanting to go 45 minutes, but that's okay. Raven got here, so
Sorry.
I got to go. Hey, no, you didn't. Don't say sorry. I
Oh, good.
extended us for that.
Yeah.
Aussie is driving. Yes. Oh no! If I'm going out, it's gonna be when I'm driving. Hell yeah! Praise Dale.
Awesome, Aussie.
Okay, I'm gonna get
You're
out of here,
absolutely
y'all.
right.
We gotta get out.
Y'all
I gotta
have a
get out
good
of here. I
night,
gotta wake up
folks.
at 5 a.m. and I'm already at after 11, and I'm almost tired anyway. Long story, but I'm gonna go ahead and start pushing buttons on this side. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Raven. Tim, I know you're out there. Thanks, y'all. Thanks, everybody in the chat.
Always a pleasure. It's
And-
always
Thank
good to
you,
see
Nathan.
everyone in chat too.
yes, and thank you all for the well wishes for me to get better.
Yes.
I got all the messages. I read them all. Thank you so much.
Hi, Sky. You came in at the end, but you certainly can go back and look at the rest of it.
Where are we
What-
at? Sky. Sky.
Sky
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Ellen,
Sky. It was a
yeah.
weird show. I bet Sky was lurking, but that's okay. Yeah, it's a short show. Got 2 short shows. Good night, everybody. I got to get out of here. I'm starting to see double. Y'all keep it quantum. Pushing buttons.
Good
Thanks,
night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night.
Bye. I said pushing buttons.